US champion, goes in 4. Danois of France 5. Latvala of Finland 6. Hooper of Italy 7. And the Brazilian Claudia SILVA in lane 8. Qualifying is the first 3 in each heat with 3 fastest losers. So very little room for error. She's gone off pretty well, has Latvala of Finland. And inside her, Danois of France. But going best of all is Kimberlyn DUNCAN, the American. Unbeaten up to the US Championships, but hasn't looked so good since. But she's having a good run here with Danois in second place. It's DUNCAN, Danois, and a really solid run there in lane 6 from Hanna-Maari LATVALA to take 3rd spot, the automatic qualifying place for her. The winning time, 22.85 for Kimberlyn DUNCAN. That's against season's best of 22.35. But she set off a nice steady pace, had a good bend, then worked hard off the bend here. Good transition, and just kept that metre, or nearly a metre, between herself and Danois.
Yes. It was comfortable, wasn't it, Tim, for Kimberlyn DUNCAN? 22.84 rounded down. Danois 23 dead in second place, the French woman, and Latvala 23.07. Worth mentioning that Veronica Comble-Brown, of course, from Jamaica, the Olympic champion, is not here, having failed the test. Or she continues as we see the closing stages of that first heat in the women's 200 metres.
Yes, just to remind you, Kimberlyn DUNCAN, Johanna Danois and Latvala of USA, France and Finland respectively going through. Confirmation of that, those first 3. Gloria Hooper, a season's best. Good run from the Italian, and Silva 23.31. HJELMER 23.33, the European champion at 400 metres last year for Sweden. Disappointing run there, 23.33. It's not that far off her personal best, actually, but 6th place. I don't think she'll be seen again.
They're the lineup then for the second heat. Lane 5, Blessing Okobare from Nigeria, who's been a busy bunny already here in Moscow in the long jump. 6th in the 100 metres final. There is ChaRonda WILLIAMS, who goes in lane 3 for the USA. Winner of the Diamond League title in 2012, so she's a wildcard entry here. There is Blessing Okobare, triple African champion, silver medalist in the long jump. So she's had a very, very busy time over the last few days, as is always the case at a major championships when you're competing in, well, not 2 but 3 events in her case. So ChaRonda WILLIAMS in 3, Okobare goes in 5. Kimberly HYACINTHE from Canada, the World Student Games champion, she goes in 6. That is ZYABKINA from Kazakhstan, the national record holder. She's on the inside lane. So the line-up in full for this second heat. ZYABKINA from Kazakhstan in 2, WILLIAMS in 3. TENORIO from Ecuador is a non-starter in 4. That lane's empty. Okobare in 5. HYACINTHE 6. Popowiczz from Poland goes in 7. And Kineke ALEXANDER from St. Vincent on the outside. The left of your picture goes in lane 8. First 3 through, automatically 3 fastest losers. The winning time of the first heat, 22.84.
Stand up, please.
Not happy. Starter just asked them to...
Anybody?
Yeah, by some distance. 100 metres long jump, 200 metres here. This is the first race for her over the longer distance. So the lineup again: ZYABKINA, WILLIAMS. Lane 4 is empty. Okobare, HYACINTHE, Popowiczz and Alexander. First 3 will qualify for the semi-final. Away they go this time, and Blessing Okobare is already up on the shoulder of Kimberly HYACINTHE. Also going well on the outside, Alexander and Popowiczz, but here comes Okobare, also going well. ChaRonda WILLIAMS in the inside. ChaRonda WILLIAMS coming through. Blessing Okobare, very, very language style, easy as you like. She will win the race. A real battle for 3rd place, and I think that was Kimberly HYACINTHE who came through, but Okobare has won that heat in a time of 22.79, slightly slower than that first heat, but an easy qualification there for Okobare, who Yukofumi Murakami.
There is Blessing Okobare, and that 200 metres, second heat, winning time 22.79, and ChaRonda WILLIAMS and HYACINTHE going through okay.
yes, safety qualified for them. 22.83 for Williams, who was easing up, and Kimberly Hyacinth 23.19. And a season's best, let's keep an eye out for the fastest loser positions. Marika Poppowice there in that one, 23.22 from Poland, a season's best. She will have to wait.
Yeah, it makes her the second fastest of the non-automatic qualifiers so far. Afa ISMAIL goes in lane 3 in this third heat. Shaunae MILLER, World Junior 400 meter champion back in 2010, and then World Youth 400 meter champion the following year, 2011. Big talent from the Bahamas. Funnily enough, she won the World Junior 400 back in 2010. 2 years later, last year, could only make 4th place. Patricia Hall of Jamaica goes here. Around the heat of the 4x400 meters for the Jamaicans at the last World Championships, so got a silver medal. Line up from the inside: Jiménez of Chile in 1, Ograzanu of Romania in 2, then the Moldovan Ismail in 3, Maldives rather, Belimpasaki of Greece in 4, Ryabova of Turkmenistan in 5, Shaunae MILLER in 6 for the Bahamas, Patricia Hall of Jamaica in 7, and Crystal Emanuel of Canada going in lane 8. Only the first 3 go through, remember. This is heat 3 of 7. There's plenty more to come. To be safe, you have to be in the first 3. Well, good starting there from the Turkmenistan athlete Ryabova in lane 5. Also going well out in lane 6 is Shaunae MILLER, and in lane 2 having a solid run is the Romanian OGRAZEANU. But this is Shaunae MILLER striding away with this one. In second place, Emanuel of Canada. It's going to be MILLER, Emanuel and Hall, Patricia Hall of Jamaica coming through for third place. 22.72, marginally quicker than the winning time of Okogbare in the first heat, in the second heat rather, and indeed a little bit quicker than Kimberlyn DUNCAN in the first heat. So that's the quickest time of the day so far from Shaunae MILLER of the Bahamas.
Comfortable run, wasn't it, from Shaunae MILLER? Crystal Emanuel there, hot on her heels as well. So we're rattling through these heats. Semi-finals, incidentally, go off later today. So it's a busy old day for these 200-meter runners. 19:45 local time. That's 17:45 in Central Europe.
Here's Shaunae MILLER winning that third heat for the women's 200 meters in 22.72. Behind her, Crystal Emanuel and Patricia Hall. Oh my word! The Canadian Crystal Emanuel disqualified. Must have been for infringing the inside line on the bend. Hall and Belimpasaki of Greece is the beneficiary. The Greek makes it through by right.
Well, that is a shock, isn't it? And just a reminder that disqualification is a real threat. Quite rare, though, in the 200 meters, you have to say. That's the lineup for heat 4 of the 7 in the 200 meters, and well, this race is all about Shelly-Ann FRASER-PRYCE with the world champion title at this year's 100 meters, who was a class apart, quite literally. Clear daylight in winning the 100 meters the other evening. If you were with us here on Eurosport, you'd have seen that. The world lead time of 22.13 for Shelly-Ann FRASER-PRYCE. Twice Olympic champion, of course, at 100 meters. Olympic silver medalist at 200. This the weaker of the 2 events, but she's still a real force at the longer sprint distance. Franciela KRASUCKI from Brazil, she goes in lane 6. Second in the South American Championships at 100 meters. Great reception for Elyzaveta BRYZGINA from Ukraine. 22.44, which is identical to her mother's personal best at the same distance. Both her parents were Olympic champions, so quite a family. The BRYZGINA family from Ukraine. So the lineup of this 4th heat: PALFRAMAN from South Africa in 1, Breen, Australia 2, Shelly-Ann FRASER-PRYCE, there she is, in 4, Fukushima Japan 5. KRASUCKI, the Brazilian, goes in 6. BRYZGINA, Ukraine, in 7. Selvon from Trinidad and Tobago goes in lane 8. The first 3 only through to the semi-final later this evening. Away there go. Let's keep an eye on the right of your screen there. Shelly-Ann FRASER-PRYCE, who's had a very, very good bend. Also going well on the outside is Selvon. But here comes Shelly-Ann FRASER-PRYCE streaking away and in pursuit KRASUCKI, and also coming through here is BRYZGINA, the Ukrainian. Shelly-Ann FRASER-PRYCE is going to get this, slowing down already. A fast finish there by the Ukrainian BRYZGINA, 22.80. Not as quick as the previous heat, but that doesn't matter at this stage. It's all about qualification, and Shelly-Ann FRASER-PRYCE effortlessly through, easing up at the line. The Ukrainian BRYZGINA also through, and a great run from lane 8 from Kai Selvon from Trinidad and Tobago, the semi-finalist last year, Tim, getting that 3rd berth.
Yes, Shelly-Ann FRASER-PRYCE, such quick legs. She's only a small character, quite short legs. You compare with Olga BLUDOVA, for example, but really, really quick feet. Good run from BRYZGINA, as you said there, in lane 7, and dipping for the line there. Selvon takes the 3rd qualifying spot. That winning time of FRASER-PRYCE, 22.7.
Well, that is terrific from the Egyptian.
Anyika ONUORA going in this 5th heat, and she's been struggling to decide what's her best event on Euro. She's been going really well at Britain in over 100, 200 and 400 this year under the tutelage of Rana Ryder. But there they are over on the far side, these 7 athletes in this 5th heat of 7. ONUORA, UK champion back in 2011. No races in 2010. She had knee surgery. Went out in the semi-finals of this event, the 200, back in 2011. Mariya RYEMYEN, huge roar for her from the big Ukrainian contingent in the crowd. She is European champion, is the blonde-haired Ukrainian. European champion last year. European team champion winner at this discipline this summer as well, up in Gateshead. And Anthonique STRACHAN of Bahamas goes on the outside. Fabulous talent. Double World Junior champion last year in Barcelona. Bahamian champion this year. She was actually disqualified in the Birmingham Diamond League earlier on this summer, but then in the other British big meeting in the Olympic Stadium a few weeks back, she took a good 3rd place. The other athletes in this one, the French GUION-FIRMIN goes in lane 2. Anyika ONUORA, as we saw, is in 3. ARTYMATA of Cyprus, good sprinter, watch her. She hasn't broken 23 seconds this year. She goes in 4. Then RYEMYEN of Ukraine in 5. Olga BLUDOVA of Kazakhstan goes in 6. WISIL of Papua New Guinea, seconds left there, in 7. And the lineup completed with STRACHAN of Bahamas. It's spelt Strachan, but pronounced Strawn. The Bahamian in lane 8. Taking a little while to settle there, WISIL. Heat 5 for the women's 200. First 3 go through by right. And away they go. Slow into her running. ARTYMATA there in lane 4. She's probably last place at the moment. Is going very well. RYEMYEN off the curb in lane 5. She leads from ONUORA, the very powerfully built Briton. Coming through strongly now is GUION-FIRMIN of France, and ONUORA's going to have to work. She's going to be way outside the first 3 here. It's RYEMYEN and STRACHAN 1-2, and then the French GUION-FIRMIN takes 3rd place. 22.64, the fastest run of the day. I rather feel, though, that RYEMYEN was giving almost 100% there. It's very close to her season's best, only 3 100ths of her season's best. And I think she might have been better running slightly more conservatively. They have to see the semi-finals this evening, after all.
Yeah, she was not holding back there. Just looking in lane 3 there, ONUORA. She was also pretty much at the limit, and she's going to have to wait because she came home in 4th place. GUION-FIRMIN, incidentally, a personal best in 3rd place at 22.41, 29.91. But ONUORA there, the British athlete, down in 4th. quite a way back, Tim, and it's unlikely that's enough to qualify. To do for